Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Cancer, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for February 24th to March the 1st. Cancer, this week we have for you the No Oracle card, which is a very strong message from the universe. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. We have the Sun, the Queen of Swords, Eight of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Two of Wands. So what's quite interesting about this reading is that we have the very definite no oracle card. We have the Sun card, which is actually a very definite yes in tarot. But what needs to happen in between is a shift, seeing the big picture, getting all the details, maybe seeing things from a different viewpoint, and that's when it's time to move forward, but not before. We have potentially an ending that needs to take place, some kind of release from mental activity that is keeping you small, not serving you, and that kind of thing. So just before we go to the tarot, guys, I will read out the oracle card for you, which is a strong no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. You are being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for an aligned yes. Often when we are looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into clear and considered action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. We all go through times known as waiting periods. These are crucial times for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on our behalf. You don't need to be ploughing forward all the time to move forward. A potent yes, when the time is right, will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now just because it seems like the only option. Take a breather and wait. So probably time to consider, Cancer, what is not in alignment with you at the moment that you want to take action on, but potentially, it's just not the right time to do so. So some of you might be, involved in a situation that, makes you feel small. Maybe it's something that affects your self-esteem. The Eight of Swords can be that mental prison, the over-analyzing, the not knowing where you stand, falling into victim mentality, being a bit of a martyr, that kind of thing. But the issue is that type of energy over time, it actually really shuts us down from our higher self and disconnects that inner wisdom. You'll see this person here bound around the third eye, heart and gut. So from that place, there's no way they can actually tune in and access that inner wisdom and, really understand when it's time to move forward and when it's not, because they're unable to see the full picture. It's like a lot of the vision, is actually shut down in this card here. So some of you might have felt like that in the past. The thing is with the Eight of Swords is that it's kind of self-imposed. There is a pathway out. However, for some reason you haven't been able to take that path or to put an ending to what needs to be ended. And the universe is saying this week that you're very close, but it's just not quite time to walk out of that situation quite yet. Now, I wanted to group that with these two cards here because the Knight of Cups came out in the spread. I wanted to draw a clarifier for that one because I wasn't sure if this was, part of the situation or part of the future direction. But I got the Ten of Wands, so I feel like this might be the what is in the way at the moment for you. Of course, the Ten of Wands is an ending. It's something that's weighing quite heavily on you, quite a burdensome situation. And we have that with the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups could be a romantic partner, a charismatic colleague, boss or mentor. It's somebody that you do feel quite connected with on an emotional level. But maybe for some reason, the nature of this relationship needs to change or this relationship needs to be released. But the universe is saying not quite yet because you don't have all the information or you're not seeing things from, both perspectives. So it's not quite time to move forward on that quite yet. It could have been somebody who was your knight in shining armor at one stage, but potentially things could have gone sour. And the Ten of Wands is a situation again that clouds your vision, blinds you to the situation. So, maybe you've been with somebody who kind of pulled the wool over your eyes or wasn't completely honest with you or didn't tell you all facets of themselves. That's a possibility as well. because this person, through holding the weight of the situation, can't see. It's blocking their vision and affecting their ability to see other paths in their life. This person can only be on autopilot going from work to home because the situation is clouding. The wands are a metaphor for what blinds us. If you're able to release this situation, that's when you'll see all those other pathways and opportunities open up, and see that, oh, maybe I was, closer to being able to release myself all along. But yeah, you haven't been able to see that until now. So this week is all about bringing that vision and clarity to the situation, so that once you have all that information, that's when you can move forward and decide what you want to do with it. We have the Hanged Man here. It came out in reverse. I don't normally include reversals in my readings, but I felt this was fitting because for me this indicates somebody who maybe can't see the situation from different perspectives, maybe can't see the situation from the other person's viewpoint, or doesn't quite have all the information or all the knowledge to move forward just yet. And that's why we have the Queen of Swords in the reading here to help out, because the Queen of Swords is a great visionary. She has great vision and clarity. Queen of Swords sits on that cliff edge, and from that place, she has a 360-degree eagle-eye view, so she can really see all angles of the situation, and from that place she can make clear and strategic choices for herself on how to move forward. She knows how to also draw clear boundaries in a situation, hold her sense of power and victory. So she is also a very a truth seeker, a truth speaker, and a great communicator. So maybe there's something you need to communicate to this person. Maybe it's through that conversation that you're going to get those missing pieces of the puzzle that you need. Whether that is completing the situation and moving on and releasing it, allowing that person to fall from your life, or changing the nature of it if you think something can be salvaged. But you'll know when you get to that aha moment, when that light bulb goes on and you have that sense of enlightenment, like the Hanged Man here, who hangs from that tree of knowledge, definitely not dumb, but assimilating knowledge, gathering information. And when he gets to that point, that tipping point of enlightenment, that's when, he can be released. But there's also a sense of needing to surrender to that process. And they say dying the death of the hanged man, so going through that grieving process to the place of acceptance. Some of you might be facing a truth in this situation and need to, go through that process of potentially, denial and bartering at the start, right through anger, depression and sadness, to a place where you accept the situation for what it is. You have all the information, you've got the truth, you can see clearly, and from that place you can move forward. And just that process alone is deeply transformative, and that's why the Queen of Swords, she wears that butterfly crown, because there's great transformation to be had when we're going through those kind of cycles. But the future definitely looks bright ahead, and I think when you've got all that information, Cancer, that's when it's time to move forward. So it might be towards the end of the week or in the near future, because the Sun is that clear, congruent yes that we were looking for. It's actually the most positive card in the tarot deck, guys. It really is a very, very strong sense of victory, and it means that the future is bright ahead. And the Sun card, that baby looks all innocent and happy, but this baby is being reborn. It's about a rebirth after coming through a hard time, having to actually burst through brick walls here. It's about being reborn and now getting on to, manifesting a new direction in life after times that may have been, it may have been a little bit dark. But I feel that, maybe after, figuring out what you're going to do in this situation, you might find yourself at a crossroads, because that Two of Wands is the life review card, and it's about kind of summing up the past and the future, and determining if you're ready to take that step beyond your comfort zone in order to seek more fertile pastures and greater opportunities. But you know what the past holds, and the saying goes, do what you always did, get what you always got. So you know what's going to happen if you decide to tether that wand of the past to your comfy, side of your castle and just stick with it. But maybe it's time to take a leap of faith, you know? And I feel that you have that grip on the Ace of Wands. It's like you've already made your decision. You just need that final push, and it is coming, and the time is later in the week onwards, really, for that. You do have all the, you know, the whole world in your hands, like this person here, and there's so many choices that are open to you. And I feel that with that sun energy there, you know, whatever you choose is going to be a great success for you, Cancer. It's just a matter of going through the process this week of determining if there's something you need to release, gathering all the information, not making decisions before you have that. And then that's when the sun comes out for you. Okay, Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it is a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Just take what fits. There's always a piece for everyone in every reading. And feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how things are playing out for you guys and if these readings resonate. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.